painted a bleak picture of America's future that included this warning, which came while he was discussing Chinese-made cars being imported to the U.S. from Mexico.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
Shortly after the speech, the Trump campaign tried to clean up those comments, insisting in a statement to NBC News the former president was only talking about a bloodbath for the auto industry and auto workers. And before everyone gets triggered and is shocked, because this is a shock opera that we have to unfortunately endure because we're constantly shocked by what he says. But don't let that shock, don't let that trauma let you forget what you're hearing.
Well,
believe him.
And Jonathan Lemire, back to you, because you're reporting on this. You know, it was a distinction without a difference. He was talking about the auto industry. Then he pivots. He goes, "It's going to be a bloodbath." So, okay, maybe if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. Okay, maybe you can connect that to the auto industry. Maybe you can. Okay, but again, I've never really heard people discuss macroeconomics in terms of bloodbaths.
I want to go right to CNN's Christina Leshy at the New York Stock Exchange. And Christina, how bad was the damage today?
It was a bloodbath. We're down 800 points, a pretty dramatic slide. Even
President Trump has praised the strength of the U.S. economy after Wall Street bounced back overnight from a bloodbath.
The surprise uptick in U.S. inflation triggers a bloodbath on Wall Street.
And if interest rates rise any material amount, it's going to be a bloodbath for these over-levered companies.
And, you know, the average sort of bloodbath or uncomfortable period of trading lasted about 4 months.
Jay, you are predicting a bloodbath for the commercial real estate market? That's a very strong word to use.
And a lot of the different funds have come out now, and they're late on their mortgage payments to their lenders, and that's not a good sign. I don't see that turning around. I think it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath before it gets better.
The Bank of Canada just raised their interest rates 0.75%, or some people call 75 bips, and oh boy, are we going to be in for a bloodbath.
So we've had the Bank of England inflation figures, 8.7%. It's going to be a bloodbath for mortgage interest rates.
Vroom is shutting down its operations, and Stellantis CEO just came out and say that there's going to be a bloodbath in the EV market.
I've never really heard people discuss macroeconomics in terms of bloodbaths. And these idiots on Twitter, these idiots on cable news, these idiots on Sunday shows going, well, presidents, you know, he was talking only about the auto industry, and this is one more. It's just bullshit. Let me say that at 6:15 a.m. It's just bullshit. He knew what he was doing. We're not stupid. Americans aren't stupid. He was talking about a bloodbath. Sometimes a bloodbath means a bloodbath. And when he finishes by saying, and that's just going to be the least of it, seriously, these people may be stupid. We're not.
When the former president, who's already incited violence among his followers, says that there's going to be a bloodbath after the election if he does not win, he is telling us what he is going to do.
Let me just disagree a little, because I'm having super 2016 deja vu over the bloodbath news cycle. This is what Donald Trump does. We're sitting here talking about a word that he used that 4 days ago we were all using to talk about what happened at the RNC. That's in headlines about the markets on Wall Street. And now we're not talking about his 100% tariff policy, which is bonkers. We're talking about whether he used the word bloodbath to mean this or that, whether he means violence. We all know
what
that
do
it
you
can
do?
be used.
Ignore it? Oh, no, I think very much not. And look, I think the idea that one comment is going to change the minds of Trump voters, I think we've seen that before, to Sarah's point. We've long passed that news cycle.
I've never really heard people discuss macroeconomics in terms of bloodbaths.
I will stand. That's what we're going to have to do. This is going to be a struggle unlike anything we've seen. The next 10 days is going to be a political bloodbath. Political bloodbath. Political bloodbath. Political bloodbath. Political bloodbath. Political bloodbath.